right? Okay, fine. Clear, guys? So whenever you are creating a new database, actually SQL Server will give you a copy of the model database. Simply you are going to rename that copy of the model database, guys. Clear, everyone? Any issues, any doubts here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so you are simply renaming a copy of the model database. That's why you can see here 16 MB, 8 MB, and these settings and all. Okay, you know, you got the recording permissions, you can record. Okay, and 16 MB, 8 MB, these are all like from model database. You are getting these settings. The path and all you are getting from model database. If you change this path in the model database, automatically newly created database also will get the same path as model database. It will act as a model for other newly created databases, guys. It is try to like new database is trying to inherit the properties of this model database. Not only properties, guys. If you see here, whenever you create new database, see here, Amazon, for example, go to Amazon, right? And if you go to this views are some extra objects, and go to system views. See here how many views you got. Did I created these views?
No, sir.
But how come we got all these views? Okay, so you are simply getting from your model database, guys. Okay, in model database, whatever data is there, automatically in the newly created database, the data is going to be copied.
Right, sir.
Okay, simply you are getting it from your model database. We don't create these views and all. Automatically, whenever you create, in the same way, if you create any table in the model database, when you create a new database, automatically this table also will come into that particular newly created database. So model will act as a template for the newly created databases. Whatever model properties are there, those properties are inherited by the newly created databases. Simply you are renaming a copy of the model database when you are creating a new database. Whatever settings are there, whatever like initial sizes, what is the path of the database files. Okay, so everything will be inherited by the. Okay, so everything is going to be inherited with the help of your model database. So you are giving model database settings to the newly created databases and all. This is how it will work, model database. So guys, I have a question for all of you. In case if my model database is corrupted, will my SQL Server start or it won't start?
It won't start, sir.
Guys, I need answers from everyone. In case if my model database is corrupted, okay, SQL Server will be up and running or it won't be up and running. If yes,
it will running, sir, but I can't create database.
okay. I need answers,
think-
guys. Please.
It won't start, sir.
Will not
Because-
start.
It won't
because,
start or only simply we can't create new databases. What is the answer?
Sir, it's a part of the system database, so I think it won't start, sir.
So as it's a part of system database, that's why it won't start. That is your answer.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Tell me, guys. I need answers from everyone. Only I got 2-3 answers. It will start or it won't start.
Won't start.
Okay. Fine. So the answer is okay. Why Vinod? Why it won't start? Why Bashir it won't start? Any answer you have?
That completely it's depend on the model database only.
No,
Because model
it don't depends on
master
completely on
database
model
also-
database. No, nothing like that.
Sir,
If
master
it
database-
how it will start.
You can only see only it will help you in creating a new database. That's it. Model will help you in creating the new database. That's it. That is like model is limited to that portion only.
Okay, sir. So it can start, sir. But then how the master? So we cannot create database in master also, sir.
See, again,
If
one more
model-
thing. Whenever we are creating database, don't think we are creating in master database. Yes, that information will be stored in the master, but we are not creating databases in the master. We are creating database in the SQL server.
Right.
Okay. So guys, we can start or we cannot start the SQL server when model is corrupted. Bashir, you have a chance. You can change the answer now if you want. We know that also. It won't start, but what is the reason why it won't start? You are saying as it is like completely depends on model. So that's why it won't start. So nothing like that. Your SQL server won't depends on model. It depends on completely master database, not on model. So it will start. Vinod, you want to change your answer?
Not sure.
Okay, fine. Okay, that's fine. So you'll get to know the answer while discussing this TempDB. Okay, so what is the answer? You will come to know while discussing the TempDB. We'll discuss about the model database again. So there you can see whether okay your SQL server will start or it won't start. You will came to know. Fine. So that is all about your model database, and model database will act as a template for the newly created databases. Okay, fine. Whatever model database properties, settings, configurations are there, the newly created database, okay, will inherit those properties from your model database, right? MSDB, what is the use of this MSDB, guys?
MSDB is used for automation purpose, sir.
Very good. Okay. So MSDB is an optional system database. It's not okay. What we can say, it's not mandatory to run the SQL server. It's not mandatory to run the SQL server. MSDB basically will use this MSDB for automation purpose. Okay. Like creating the jobs, like what we can say, maintenance plans. Okay. Sending an emails to the customers. We can send an emails also using SQL server. We can send emails also. If something goes down, you can send an email. If job is failed, you can send an email using your MSDB. Okay, so your MSDB is mainly responsible for automation purpose, like creating the jobs, SSIS packages, okay, maintenance plans, database mail. Okay, these things and all it will be, yeah.
Backup job.
Yeah, everything. Jobs means backup job, restore job, whatever it is.
Okay.
Okay, jobs means a job. Okay, anything which is going to be automated, it's a job. Okay, all the jobs information, not only backup jobs, a lot of jobs will be there. Backup job is one part of the SQL server. Okay, so all these things information, all this information will be stored in your MSDB. If there is no MSDB, any impact will be there to the SQL server, guys. If
No,
there is
sir.
no MSDB, will my SQL server will be up and running or it won't start? Up and running.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so the answer is even though if MSDB is not there, your SQL server will be up and running. Simply you cannot create jobs and all. Automation won't work. That's it. Okay, simply your automation won't work. Okay, so MSDB, that's why I told you. Okay, yes, Anis. Okay, that's why I told you MSDB is an optional system database. Even though if there is no MSDB, okay, your SQL server will be up and running, but you cannot do the automation things like creating the jobs and all. Clear, guys, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Right. So TempDB, fourth system database is TempDB. So what is this TempDB will do, guys? TempDB will act as a template for the newly created databases. Sorry. I'm sorry. TempDB will act as a temporary database for the SQL server, guys. Okay, just 1 minute. I'll be back. Just 1 minute. Right. Okay. So your TempDB will act as a template for your SQL server. So you know, right? RAM. Without RAM, can you start your laptop?
No.
We cannot start, right? What RAM will do, guys? Can anyone tell me what RAM will do?
Processing data.
Processing the data, na? RAM will process the data or CPU will process the data?
CPU process data and RAM temporarily store the data.
What is the use? Why it is going to store the data temporarily?
Sir,
Getting access.
It stores the initialization of OS, sir, actually.
That's it, yeah.
so to quick access the data, RAM
Stores BIOS settings.
BIOS settings.
There is a
Use it
cache
for
memory, so we can
multitask.
access it.
So to perform tasks, sir.
To
It helps
perform
to
tasks.
access it.
Helps in processing the basic procedure or setting. That's it, only basic procedure processing. So your CPU will process the data actually. Okay, say for example, if I gave this, okay, this task to your laptop, I want the answer for this. Okay, 78 plus 64 divided by 26 minus 528. Okay, into 12547, something like that. So in case this processing can be done by the CPU, usually the processing can be done by the CPU, but it can't process the whole thing at a time, right? It can't process the whole thing at a time, right? Correct or not? Agree?
Yes.
It can't process whole thing in a single shot, right? So first it will process these two, right? So once it process these two, it has to temporarily store this data somewhere. Okay, and how much this is? 4, 8, 12. Okay, 2, 8 plus 6, how much? 14, 144. This information, this data has to store somewhere to use in this calculation, right? Again, 144 by 36 is there, right? 144 by 36. For calculating other values, it has to store this data temporarily somewhere. That is called your memory. Addition will be done by your CPU, but till the whole thing is completed, the results is going to be stored temporarily in one cache. That cache is called memory or RAM. Okay, your RAM won't.
Cache is nothing but RAM store.
Yes, cache is nothing but a temporary area. Sorry,
Sir.
sorry.
We can call cache also buffer, sir.
Yeah. But we see cache, buffer, anything you can call this memory. Okay, these are the parts of the memory, guys. Okay, cache, memory, buffer. Okay, we will have buffer also in the SQL server. Buffer cache, we'll call it as buffer cache. Okay, so these are all different names of your memory and parts of your memory. Okay, so memory or RAM, both are same. Storage is different. Why? Because it can't store the results temporarily in the hard disk. It have to store those results in the memory. That's why if you have good memory, then it will help you store the data temporarily, so that it will help you like in managing the machines and all for Oracle virtual boxes. So this is how it is going to help. Memory will store the results temporarily. That's it. Once the whole action is completed, once you came to know the answer for this, then you can see the answer, right? So that memory is limited to that part only. Once you restarted your laptop, whatever it is stored in the memory, it is going to be deleted permanently. You don't see, memory will be free up again when you restart the Windows. When you restart the laptop, completely your memory will be freed up. Nothing will be there. Everything will be deleted. That's why it is temporary storage. But if you restart your laptop, anything will be deleted from your hard disk.
No, sir.
No, hard disk is your permanent storage area. Whatever you are doing, that is completely going to store inside your hard disk permanently. It won't be deleted if you restart or something happened to the laptop, if it is crashed, until your hard disk is crashed. Okay, so this is how the RAM will do. So in the same way, your TempDB will act as a RAM for your SQL server. It's a temporary database. All the data processing will be done in the TempDB, and the results outcome will be stored in the TempDB temporarily. The results will be stored in the TempDB temporarily. It is going to store it. So it is like it is going to act as a separate RAM for your SQL server. That is the importance of the TempDB. So everything will be stored temporarily in case if you are doing any data processing. SQL server, I told you, right? What is the definition of the SQL server? To store the data, to process the data, to retrieve the data. While processing the temporary things, temporary objects, and to process the data, temporary objects will be there, right? So those temporary objects, temporary tables will be stored inside your TempDB. When you restart the SQL server, automatically your new TempDB will be created, guys. When you restart the SQL server, again a fresh TempDB will be created. It is going to cleared. The existing TempDB, whatever things you stored in the TempDB, everything will be deleted when you restart the SQL server, guys. Got it? Again, a fresh TempDB is going to be created. When you restart the SQL server completely, a fresh TempDB will be created. This feature is only there for TempDB only, not other system databases. When you restart the SQL server, nothing will happen to master, nothing will happen to model, nothing will happen to MSDB. Those are all existing copies only. But a fresh TempDB copy will be created when you restart the SQL server or when you stop and start the SQL server. Clear, guys? TempDB
Yes.
will help you to store the data temporarily. Whatever temporary objects are there, like temporary tables and all, these things will be stored inside your TempDB. Data processing and all will be done in the TempDB. Okay, so this is how it will work. So TempDB will act as a temporary database. Two important points are, when you restart the SQL server, a fresh TempDB will be created. Remember this point, very, 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 very important. Second important point is, you cannot take the backup of the TempDB. Why I cannot take the backup of TempDB, guys?
It will not start.
Because of the data, the data we store in TempDB
The name itself saying, sir.
will be deleted when we restart the server, sir.
Yes, very good. First thing is like unsorted data will be there in the TempDB. In all your databases, system databases and also user databases and all, sorted data will be there, structured data will be there. But whereas in the TempDB, as processing is going to be done, okay, so can you take the backup of your RAM? You cannot take. You can take the backup of your storage, but you cannot take the backup of your RAM. In the same way, you cannot take the backup of your TempDB. Okay, why? Because unsorted data will be there. Don't know, okay, till when it is going to be existed. Okay, so TempDB, it's a temporary database, right? So completely unsorted data will be there. And again, a fresh copy is going to be created when you restart the SQL server. So that's why it can't take the backup of the TempDB. So there is no backup for the TempDB, guys. Remember this point. If anyone asks how to take the backup of the TempDB, we cannot take it, as unsorted data, temporary data is going to be stored inside the TempDB. So at this point, it might be available in the temporary database, TempDB, but in the next minute, it won't be available once the processing is done. So how can you take the backup? So completely, you cannot take the backup on TempDB, guys. On any version, the TempDB backup is not possible. Remember this point, very important. Okay, so and again, one more point, whenever you restart the SQL server, it is going to create a new TempDB. And guys, is TempDB mandatory? Can I start the SQL server without TempDB, guys?
Not mandatory, sir.
Not mandatory. So I can start
Mandatory.
the SQL server without TempDB also.
No, sir.
We can-
Mandatory, sir.
This is mandatory, sir. Mandatory, sir.
It's mandatory.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Mandatory.
If there is no TempDB, there is no SQL server. Agree?
Sir, I agree, because
It will be, but it won't start, sir. I think so.
If there is no TempDB, guys, there is no SQL Server. Why? Because I told you, right, data processing should be done in the TempDB only. So like
Yes,
SQL
sir.
Server is designed in that way. If there is no TempDB, your SQL Server won't start. Okay, your SQL Server won't start, and it's mandatory system database, guys. Right. So what is the answer, guys? Can anyone tell me now? If model is not there, can I start the SQL Server or I can't start the SQL Server? I told you, right, I'll discuss this point at the TempDB discussion. Now, like one important point is going to match with your model database properties. Okay. So now tell me, without model, can I start the SQL Server or I cannot start the SQL Server?
Sir, model acts as a template, na, sir. So we cannot act, if it's correct, so we cannot start
Why?
SQL. As you said, temp also, if we
Not
without
start,
it,
sir.
What is the
So
reason?
temp is going to process the data from
Yeah,
a database, and the
Hmm.
database is depend on the model database.
Mhm.
So,
Not
sir, model,
exactly, not
sir,
exactly. Someone is closer to the answer, but not exactly. Yeah, tell me.
sir, model data is like a temp DB, sir.
Mhm.
Why means it is process, it is act as a template, newly created data is not, newly created data is created by temp DB.
Mhm.
If temp DB is corrupted,
No,
model data is,
tell me in Telugu. No problem. Tell me in Telugu.
it is a copy of database, na, sir.
Hmm.
So without that, we cannot open.
What is the copy of database?
As a template, we can use that one only, na, sir. From
Hmm.
there only template.
newly created data template DB ఉంటుంది కదా సార్ మనం క్రియేట్ చేసేది అంటే ప్రాసెస్ అవుతుంది కదా టెంప్ DBలో.
No, not exactly, but closer to the answer. Right, guys. Okay, so without model database, we cannot start the SQL Server. The answer is we cannot start the SQL Server. The reason, as discussed, whenever you restart the SQL Server, a new temp DB will be created. Whenever a new temp DB is going to be created, temp DB depends on your model database properties. TempDB is also a new database, right? So TempDB will wait for model database initial size, model database data file size, log file size, location, in which location I have to create. Everything will be stored in the model database, right? So whenever a new TempDB is created, it will wait for the model database. Why? Because you don't know what is the initial size, with how much size I have to create, how much database file data file size should be there, how much log file size should be there, in which location I have to create. Everything depends on your model database. If there is no model database, TempDB won't be created. If there is no TempDB, there is no SQL Server. Clear, guys, everyone?
yes, sir.
Is it clear, everyone? Please. Whenever you restart the SQL Server, a new TempDB will be created. A new TempDB means, again, it depends on model database. Any TempDB, any DB, any database. While creating any database, it has to depends on your model database only. If model is not available, TempDB can't be created. If TempDB is not there, SQL Server won't start.
Right, sir.
Clear, guys, everyone?
Clear, sir.
Yes. Okay, so that's why if model is not there, your SQL Server won't start. This is the reason. Okay, fine. If model is corrupted, your SQL Server won't start. Why? Because TempDB will be created based on your model database copy. If model is corrupted, it cannot access, right? So that's why your SQL Server won't start. Right, fine. So it is not directly depends, it is indirectly depends. Okay, your model database will be indirectly depends. Fine. Right, the final database is a resource database, guys. Okay, so resource database, what this resource database will do, resource database model, master and resource database, both are almost same. Okay, resource database will, you can call those two databases as wife and husband. Okay, master and resource, Both are like wife and husband. Okay, so whatever things you are storing inside the master database, whatever things you are storing in the master database, okay, those things, whatever we discussed, those things and all going to be stored in the master database logically. Whatever things like SQL Server settings, configurations, logins, properties, logins, passwords, everything will be stored in the master, right? But yes, they will store in the master only, but they will store logically. Physically, they are going to store in your resource database, guys. The same information physically will be stored in your resource database. First thing. Second thing, a resource database will store the version of your SQL Server, guys. Build version. You can see the build version, right? This is the one. It will store your resource database, will store the build version of your SQL Server, the build number of your SQL Server. So whenever you are patching the SQL Server and all, your resource database will play a key role. Actually, when you patch the SQL Server, the build number is going to change, right? Actually,
Right.
the resource database version is going to change. Then it is going to reflect here. So that's why you can see the new build number when you patch the SQL Server. Your resource database will play a key role in patching and in upgrading the SQL servers and all. As from 2005, there is no resource database for SQL Server 2000. From 2005 only it was introduced. Your SQL Server resource database is introduced from SQL Server 2005. Before that, there is no resource database. Okay, so usually it will be in hidden state. You cannot see this resource database in your system databases list and in the table results also. Whenever you type, see for example, what is the query to see all the databases, guys? I want to see all the databases.
SP help DB.
Very good. Okay, SP underscore help DB will give you all the database details. What is the database name? What is the size of the database? Okay, when it was created, who is the owner of the database? Everything you will get it from this SP underscore help DB. You can see here Amazon database, batch 40, master model, MSDB, temp DB, but you cannot see the resource database. Sir, what is the proof? I cannot see this resource database at all anywhere. Okay, I cannot see from Management Studio, but at least it has to be there in the tables, right? You cannot see from tables also, guys. Then what is the proof?
C
Okay,
drive.
sorry.
We can see in the C drives.
We can see those files, okay, in the C drive. Okay, C drive means in the instance root directory. Okay, you can see the resource database data file, and you can see resource database log file. Go to C program files, Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, here where I have to go? Can anyone tell me?
SQL
SQL.
40. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, go to Binnen. Under Binnen, you can see, okay, these resource database files, guys. See here, MS SQL system resource. This is your resource database data file. MS SQL system resource. This is your resource database log file, guys. You cannot delete these two files. Okay, you cannot move these two files from this location to another location. You can do it, but normally you cannot do it. Again, extra precautions you have to take. Okay, so this is how your resource database will work. It is a hidden database. You cannot see this hidden database from any like Management Studio options and all. You can directly see the files of resource database, data file, log file and all in MS SQL bin folder. Okay, what is the folder? Bin. Okay, so usually your data files and log files will be there in the data folders. Okay, all your data files, log files will be there in the data folders. Your resource database, data files, log files will be stored in the bin folder. Okay, so just for the safety security side, they just removed those two files from in the SQL Server 2005. You can see these two files in this location itself, in the data location only. For 2005, you can see those two files here only, but later versions they moved the resource database files from data folder to bin folder. Okay, for the security. So that's why you can see those two files in the bin and folder. Okay, resource database is also very important, right? 99.999% you don't do any activities on resource database. You don't take the backups and all. Okay, it's not possible to take the backups of the resource database. Okay, so this is how it will work. This is your resource database. Okay, and 99.99% it won't corrupt also. Okay, resource database will never corrupt, right? So this is how your resource database will work. And if you see here, okay, SP_HelpDB help DB will give you the database properties. What is the database name? What is the database size? Who is the owner of this database? What is the database ID? And when it was created, and the status, whether it is online or offline, or single user mode, multi-user mode, read-only mode, okay, corrupted, suspected, everything you can see here. But in case if your database is suspect state or corrupted, okay, you cannot see the databases in this list. If the database is offline also, you cannot see the database in this list. Okay, so for example, let me keep this database offline. Very easy, keeping database offline, tasks take offline. Okay, so if you click OK, automatically the database will be offline, and you can see the state in the brackets offline, and you can see a cross mark here. Now you can see how many databases, 6, right? Now if you run it, you can see only 5 databases. Okay, you cannot see Amazon database. SP_HelpDB will tell you only online databases information. Okay, offline database you cannot see in the SP_HelpDB. Okay, guys, and very important thing is database IDs. Okay, so the next, see if you see here, master database IDs. If you want to bring this database online, right click, task, bring online. Okay, this is how we'll keep the database online and offline. Okay. Right, and again if you run it, you can see 6 databases now. Again you can see Amazon database. Right, guys, so database IDs are important. As priority wise, master is very important, right? So master database ID is 1, and after that TempDB is important for data processing, and also TempDB ID is 2, and after that model is important, 3. Then finally your MSDB is important, that is the ID for 4, and all your user database will starts with 5. If you are creating any user databases, it will starts with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Depends how many your databases you are creating. If you are creating 100 databases, you can see 100 databases there. Clear, guys? So master database ID is 1, TempDB ID is 2, model is 3, MSDB is 4. Okay, so I have a question for all of you. Tomorrow you have to let me know the answer for this, not tomorrow, Monday. Okay. So I'm going to close the session now. It is showing 1 minute 40 seconds. Right. Once it is done, that's it. We'll connect on Monday at 7 a.m. Right. So what is the question? When you restart the SQL server, which system databases will come to online first? That is the question. You can answer now. If you don't know, search it and let me know the answer on Monday. When you restart the SQL server,
TempDB.
which system database will come to online first?
Temporary database, sir.
When you restart the SQL, only 5 system databases we have. In these 5 system databases, which will come to online first? I want the list of 5 system databases. When you restart the SQL server, what are the databases? System databases will come to online first. First which database, then next which database, like that. I want the list. Okay, fine. So on Monday, I'm going to ask everyone. Yes, it will starts with master. Then after master, which system database will come to online? And then after that, which one? And then after that, which one? Like that, I need a list. Master, TempDB, ModelDB, MSDB. Anis, only master is correct. Remaining are wrong. That's it, guys. The meeting is going to close. We'll connect on Monday morning, 7 a.m. I want the answer for this question. Just browse it and let me know the list of system databases, in which order they will come online. Okay, guys, clear? Any issues, any doubts? You
Okay.
can ping me.